Hey, welcome to my review of Pokemon Journeys, episode 60. Aim to be a Leek Master, adhere to the path of Chivalry. Alright, so this episode starts with another World Championships recap. And if you remember from last time they did this, I was really upset that they had Ash skip ranks and the image of the team fighting World Championships. I found it very silly that we skipped stuff like Lucario's World Championships debut, maybe Farfetch'd's first win in the World Championships, and after ages of ignoring the World Champions, we're suddenly thrust into Ash being far higher than he was. So do I feel upset about this time? Honestly, not really. The fact that we somewhat recently had a World Championships episode really helps, and the jump in rank is far less extreme as it was last time. Plus this whole episode sort of recaps the stuff Ash and Farfetch'd have been through, so you know I can deal with this. Plus it's a pretty neat team shot. That being said though, I hope Dracovish didn't make its debut off screen. So Farfetch'd and Scizor are training, which is a pretty cool throwback to the Wickstrom episode. They exhaust each other out, and you know, Grookey also looks pretty into the idea of battling. So Go gets them on the way to a Pokemon Center where they see a Bellsprout, which Grookey heals since it seems to be low on energy, and it's super adorable how Grookey befriends it and gets Go to capture it. It's a very sweet moment, and Grookey continues to be Go's best Pokemon. So at Pokemon Center they get their Pokemon healed, and they run into Rinto from the last World Championships episode. Both are participants in World Championships. Last time they battled, Rinto had just entered and was in normal class, so that didn't count as an official match. But now he's in super class. They tell Rinto about the Wickstrom training, and Rinto reveals that he had also trained with him. So they very quickly accept the match with each other. Ash is eager to show off his growth. Now I'm not going to be recapping all the action, but the notable bits are that Gallade damages the Leek and implies that they're still missing something. Now it's pretty cool that Rinto mentions he doesn't have to tell Ash what he's missing when Go tells him to, as he isn't a gym leader, he's just some random dude, he can talk crap. Anyway, you know how Farfetch'd learned Detect? Yeah, Gallade has the perfect counter for it with Feint, and he cuts the Leek in half. Farfetch'd is shook, but Ash does have an idea, inspired by Wickstrom and Aegislash. Use the bits of Leek as a sword and shield. The fight gets going again, usage of brute force on Ash's part, but Gallade once again overcomes Farfetch'd, and Rinto is curious about how Wickstrom would feel about the duo now. Farfetch'd is shook, and Ash won't give up. Ash's determination and belief in Farfetch'd keeps him going, which was a nice moment. It shows how far their bond has come. Farfetch'd gets some nice big hits in with a lot of impact, and after the third one, Farfetch'd starts glowing. And finally, he evolves into Sirfetch'd, and I actually really like how they handle this one. It feels like a very quiet evolution since there isn't much physical change between the two forms. That was neat. Also, the fact that that happened gets Rinto's respect, as Farfetch'd evolve in response to Ash's feelings, like a true knight. After a Night-Slash clash, Rinto lets Gallade take the hit, which gives it a justified boost, which I think is very neat. I always love seeing abilities in the show, so as Gallade powers up, it doesn't feel totally one-sided that Farfetch'd evolved. Sirfetch'd fends off the attack, and then they rev up Night-Slashes, to which Sirfetch'd comes out on top. Ash wins the battle when he ranks up to 184, Rinto approaches them to congratulate and sees his own inadequacy. On the way back to the lab, Go fanboys about how cool Ash, Farfetch'd and the evolution was, and how well they embodied the ideals of a knight. I don't think Ash quite gets it, but in a funny moment at the end of the episode, Sirfetch'd protects Ash from a car driving into a puddle. Now as you probably know, I've been a critic of Farfetch'd because I find it pretty dull, but it's undeniable that it's had an arc that's really been building towards this episode, and for what it's worth, I think that they nailed the landing with this one. Farfetch'd was independent and was just working towards the pursuit of strength, and over the course of his little story, he's found something to fight for, within Ash, who's always had a strong belief in it. And the evolution to Sirfetch'd encapsulates that really well. It's a nice way to conclude this little story. Rinto was someone who knew what he was talking about. His bond with Gallade felt like a pretty insurmountable obstacle at times. It really represented what Ash and Farfetch'd could become, as they've had some of the same experiences like training with Wickstrom. I don't think he'll really matter beyond this point. From what we got today, I think he played his part very well. Truth be told, I don't really know what else to say. The action was solid, the animation was nice, and it was an all-around good battle, with a satisfying conclusion. And hopefully a new leaf for Sirfetch'd for me, since I'd really like to start enjoying this duck. And maybe that scene with the puddle at the car at the end is a good start for that. I found that quite funny. And this was a good episode. I recommend it.